For anyone who has closely followed the conflict in Ukraine following Russia's invasion in February 2022, you will be aware of the fact that the face of modern warfare has drastically evolved. The Russian armored columns that were meant to overwhelm the Ukrainian defenders were turned into smoldering heaps of junk metal through NATO's provision to Ukraine of sophisticated anti-armor missile systems like the Javelin. However, it was after the war bogged down into a bloody stalemate that a new queen of the battlefield emerged. This would be the preponderance of first-person view FPV drones, which are being employed by both sides. It is time to target Canada's response to meet the challenge of this new battlefield evolution. The FPV drone is usually operated by a pilot using a headset, which allows the user to gain the drone's perspective in real time. This allows combatants to either pinpoint targets for their artillery, or in many cases to engage the enemy directly with a warhead attached to the drone itself. These are known as suicide drones, but as these platforms are uninhabited, it is more the machine sacrificed by the operator who lives to fight another day. At a cost of around $500, sacrificing an FPV drone to destroy a multi-million-dollar armored vehicle makes for good battlefield economic sense. These FPV drones have also been successfully employed in the Mid-East by both the Israeli Defense Forces and Hamas and Hezbollah fighters. Closer to home, the U.S. Army's Short-Range Reconnaissance Program, or SRR, has made drones a central part of its warfighting strategy. The devices can be carried in a rucksack and deployed within minutes, making them a superior choice over far more costly crewed systems. Which is why I was astonished to read in a recent Ottawa Citizen article that the Canadian Armed Forces currently have no plans in place to purchase these low-cost, extremely efficient aerial vehicles. When asked why the CAF would not be pursuing FPV technology at this time, the official response to the Citizen stated, "At this time, the Department of National Defence or the Canadian Armed Forces does not have any current or planned procurements for first-person view drones for operational use. However, in our North Strong and Free policy, we committed to exploring options for acquiring a suite of surveillance and strike drones, as well as counter-drone capabilities, sometime in the future." Well, that's that then. For more than 2.5 years, FPV drones and their countermeasures have dominated modern battlefields across the globe, but the Canadian Military Procurement Team hopes to look into it sometime in the future. As for more conventional uninhabited aerial vehicles, it would seem the CAF remains woefully inept when it comes to purchasing deals. According to documents obtained by the Ottawa Citizen, last March, the CAF took delivery of some 50 US-built Teal 2 drones. These UAVs weigh just 1.25 kilograms, have a range of 5 kilometers, and have a flight duration of 30 minutes. The Teal 2 drones can be used for limited surveillance and target acquisition. So what separates these from the FPV drones being used in Ukraine and Gaza? Well, to begin with, they cost a boatload more. Canada says it paid $4 million for 50 Teal 2 drones, which would put the individual price tag at about $80,000 Canadian per drone. Keen-eyed readers will note that commercial Teal 2 drones, complete with chargers and spare parts, retail for $16,000 US or roughly $22,000 Canadian. When you factor in the potential for a volume discount on 50 units or a Black Friday blowout discount, Canada paid nearly 4 times the list price for these drones. When you focus on the larger drone fleet that Canada is in the process of acquiring, well, the margin for error is naturally larger. In December 2023, Canada announced that the CAF would be acquiring 11 General Atomics MQ-9B Reaper strike drones at a cost of $2.5 billion. The original delivery timeline was 2025, but that has now been bumped to 2028 as modifications will need to be made to allow the Canadian MQ-9Bs to operate in the Arctic. Surely the procurement officials thought of that before they signed a contract for $2.5 billion. This has been On Target. I'm Scott Taylor.